I don't know what happened. I think the internet went out for a quick second. My bad. But you know, we back. What was I saying about the Crucible? Oh yeah. There is a grave in Salem that the stone says John Marston.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Perfect.
Have you ever been to Salem?
Mm-hmm. Multiple times. Unfortunately, for some of those visits.
It's a cool place, but not a place that I'd really...
Nope.
Push on the right back.
You don't have the key for that.
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, wait, what am I talking about? Yes, you do. Go ahead. Go for it.
Hello, Darius. Long time no see.
Darius Peters. Have you brought enough gum for the rest of the class? Because I've got this ear infection and I'm just trying to pop my ears.
Please help me.
It's been that way since I moved here. That was 4 years ago.
That was 14 years ago.
Every time I say I'm gonna get gum at the store, pop my ear, I always forget.
I'm nearing the end. You know what Ina says? Time has come, the end is near.
Oh, so yeah, the book that I hated back in school. Oh my god. Huckleberry Finn.
I never read that one.
I cannot stand Huckleberry Finn. That is a terrible, terrible, terrible book. And they made such a big deal out of it, like they were doing us some kind of a favor by having us read it. They're like, well, you know, like this book's been banned multiple times because of its use of the N-word and how often and how egregious it is. And this, that, the other thing, this piece of history is this book. And then you read it, and it's just this kid being an asshole, and they're trying to civilize him. And then he's like, forget this, I'm gonna jump on a boat and go down a river.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, Jim, the slave, who is getting his freedom by leaving, jumps on the boat too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just Huckleberry Finn being an asshole to Jim, like, the entire time, forcing him to do shit. And then, at one point, they get into a physical altercation, where he's just like, Jim, like, could straight up murder Huckleberry Finn.
Mm-hmm.
And he lets him realize that. He's just like, I could just let you die right now. But he doesn't. Because he's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he says he respects him more, but he doesn't really. And then the book, at the end of it, like, they make it to where they're supposed to go to, like, get away. And he finds... He leaves to go live his life, Jim. And then Huckleberry Finn winds up at another place that's like, we're going to try to civilize you. And he just goes, but I've been through all that, and that doesn't work. So I'm going out west this time. And it's like, you learn nothing. There's no character development for you at all. You're just an asshole. You were an asshole the entire voyage.
Just a shitlord this whole time?
Yeah. And the only person who gets off with a happy ending is Jim, which is great, but he deserves it after all of that. The book is just, it's like a slow burn, too. It just sucks.
Yeah.
There's nothing good about it.
To get to a payoff that's good for one character, but not for the character that's been focused on in the whole book. Basically.
Right. If you want to understand how easy it is to write the great American novel, just read that. And just realize that, like, somebody thought that was good. Anybody can do this. Anybody can write some drivel and then be like, yeah, it's the best thing ever. That book is so terrible.
You know what book?
I don't care what anybody says.
You know what book that I heard a lot of people really love that I just literally couldn't stand reading?
Twilight.
I haven't read Twilight.
Oh, I know. You told me before, Mein Kampf.
No. No.
It's okay. I don't think that you got some of the intricacies of what it was trying to say.
No.
You know, oh, okay. All right.
No. The Alchemist.
Okay.
I don't have any words for that book because you're literally reading it, and it's as if somebody sneezed and words came out and put it on paper. What the fuck is that book even talking about? Like, it is so... I'm sorry, I keep pausing it. That book is dumb. I never finished it, so I know I may be wrong in saying this, but what I did read of that book was not very good. It wasn't entertaining, it wasn't deep. It was about a... There's nothing in that book that tells you who's talking.
Yeah.
So who's talking? Why should I care
Yeah.
about who's talking? Like in Dante's Inferno...
Like, whose perspective is it from?
Right. That doesn't happen in Dante's Inferno either. You don't know who's talking. You have to infer by what they're talking about to figure out if it's Virgil or Dante talking. But at least Dante's Inferno is interesting. You get to see hell from a perspective that's not just fire and death.
Right.
It's like a...
I mean, I prefer the sequel, Devil May Cry, but...
Exactly. Well, it featured Dante from Devil May Cry.
Right.
It was the first form of media to feature him.
Right. Dante's Inferno is the stripper club that he goes to in the first game.
Is it really?
No.
Oh, I would. You know how cool that'd be?
Yeah. It's actually in the third.
Is it really?
There is a stripper club in the third game, but it's not called Dante's Inferno.
Is it just called Inferno?
It might actually be.